This is Michael Popak, Legal AF. I'm going to give you my perspective as a trial lawyer who practices in New York. The more I watch this case go south for Donald Trump, the more I watch witnesses break down and cry because they're giving devastating and damning testimony against Donald Trump against their will, like Hope Hicks today, the more I watch and listen to the testimony of David Pecker perfectly track what is going on in the opening statement, or what was presented in the opening statement by the prosecutor, what was offered as the theory of the case by the prosecutor. The more we have matches, the more I'm concerned about two pressure points. Donald Trump forcing Todd Blanche, his lead trial lawyer, to try to throw over the game board because he's losing by inviting a mistrial, by introducing improper evidence, especially when we get to the testimony of Michael Cohen. Because if Todd Blanche, who's already been testing, he's been putting his foot in the water, he's been challenging the judge, he did inappropriate things during his opening statement. There were multiple objections during the opening statement by the prosecutor's office of improper things that Todd Blanche said, and he only spent 20 minutes in an opening statement. And there were at least half a dozen objections by the prosecutor because Todd Blanche crossed the line and attempted to introduce evidence that had already been rejected by the judge, but precluded by the judge. So he tried it in his opening. He's done it in other arguments, especially at the gag order hearings, where he's misstated the facts. This is Todd Blanche now. And at the same time, here's the other pressure point. You got Donald Trump, who's on record and has leaked it out that he's not happy with his defense team, primarily Todd Blanche. I'd done an earlier hot take where I said Todd Blanche was angling for a top job in the Department of Justice, maybe the top job, White House counsel or attorney general, if Donald Trump and the restoration of his presidency were to occur again. And so one way you can curry favor is that you do the bidding for Donald Trump. Donald Trump has already been reportedly so upset with his lawyers, including Alina Habba, that he physically has pushed them to stand up and make objections. He's pushing Todd Blanche. Who's the legal strategist in this case on the defense? It is the same person. It's the same person who Hope Hicks testified runs his media strategy, Donald J. Trump, not Todd Blanche. And Todd Blanche is playing with fire. My fear, and the purpose of this hot take, is that Judge Merchan is going to have to run roughshod and be disciplined in how he handles not just Donald Trump, but his lawyers, Todd Blanche. He can't let Todd Blanche throw open this game board, invite a mistrial and a hung jury by doing things inappropriately, like introducing evidence that's already been banned and barred from the court. The court has already determined what can and cannot be used against Michael Cohen in cross-examination. And there's a number of things that they cannot use against Michael Cohen in the cross-examination of Michael Cohen, having to do with his prior felony conviction and some other statements that were made. Now, look, other things are fair game with Michael Cohen. I'm not saying Michael Cohen, there should be kid gloves around his cross-examination. He should be subject to vigorous cross-examination, just like every other witness. That is our adversarial process here in the United States. That is our criminal justice system, right? So I'm not trying to protect Michael Cohen from that. But there are topics and issues that can't be discussed. There are legal issues that can't be brought up. There are factual issues that can't be brought up. And if Todd Blanche grabs onto one of these third rails, he's going to electrocute the case. And he's going to get a hung jury and or a mistrial. I've been involved with cases, I'll tell you straight. I've been involved in cases where the other side was on the losing end of rulings, issues, the jury. I mean, right now, Todd Blanche and Donald Trump have to be worried that they've lost the jury. That's a concept. You lose the jury when they don't believe a word you're saying. And they're still in the defense side. They're still just on the cross-examination side. Sure, I know people are saying, oh, that lawyer for Donald Trump, Emile Beauvais or whatever his name is, he did great in cross-examination. I'm telling you, this did not register with the jury that way. Not given the overwhelming amount of evidence that the prosecutors have put on successfully, including the number one piece of evidence that I've talked about in hot takes before, which is the playing of the Michael Cohen secretly recorded tapes. Michael Cohen is their pressure point. He is Donald Trump's boogeyman under the bed. And I've been involved with cases where people have gotten bad decisions all along the way and have lost the jury. This jury doesn't look at Donald Trump when it enters the room, when it leaves the room, and they do it 4 or 5 times a day, right? Body language from courtroom observers say he's lost the jury. If he's lost the jury, like my opponent in a case lost the jury and felt he had, then they try to go for the mistrial, right? Start over again. Delay, delay, delay. What's the ultimate way to delay a criminal trial against Donald Trump that's already in progress? Go for a mistrial. Do something inappropriate. Introduce evidence that you shouldn't have. Violate a court order. Sure, you'll be sanctioned. Sure, you could be sent over to the appellate division for disciplinary proceedings. Todd Blanche is a member of one of the appellate divisions in New York. Sure, I think he's a member of the First Department. So am I. They can investigate him. But he's willing, apparently, to take a rap on the knuckles if what he's ultimately trying to do is win the case for Donald Trump and or get delayed, have Donald Trump win in November, God forbid, and then he get rewarded with a plum job in the Department of Justice or in the White House counsel's office. That's what my biggest fear is. Did you know that traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat? It can lead to acne, allergies, and stuffy noses, and it's just gross. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning, antibacterial bedding such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent up to 99.7% of bacteria growth and require up to 3 times less laundry. Using silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long. So you get better sleep every night. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. Stop sleeping on bacteria. Sleep clean with Miracle. Go to trymiracle.com/legalaf to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo LegalAF at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/legalaf and use the code LegalAF to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/legalaf to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. So as well as, this might sound counterintuitive, but as well as the case is going for the prosecutors, and it is going exceedingly well. If you were to ask the prosecutors, the lead prosecutors, Josh Steinglass, Matt Colangelo, ultimately Alvin Bragg, the Manhattan DA, if they told them after day 12 or 13 of the trial, this is where they would be at with the jury, this would be where they would take it in a heartbeat. They would say, I'll take that. Sure, there's been some points that were scored in cross-examination. There always are. There always are. Your best day is when you put on your witness. Your worst day is when you have to get through cross-examination. Then it turns back on your redirect. It's okay, right? It's sort of like a stock market when you're a prosecutor or a defense lawyer. Your stock is up, your stock is down. At the end of the day, where are you? What's the net? What's the net with the jury? And I'm telling you, the net with this jury is overwhelmingly in favor of the prosecutors. And that's the counterintuitive part. The more Donald Trump is losing, the more incentive he has to, and the prosecutors have to worry about Donald Trump's lawyers, Todd Blanche in particular, trying to get a mistrial, which would mean they'd have to try this case all over again, pick a whole new jury. There'd be a delay of a couple of months. Now we're talking about August or September, and we're up and running. Keep an eye on Todd Blanche. More importantly, Judge Merchan has to keep an eye on Todd Blanche. And he better give him a little bit of a pre-warning. I mean, as they turn into Michael Cohen in particular, I think, as Judge Merchan has often done, needs to have a caucus, private, press will be there, without the jury, to talk about what his expectations are and to warn and forewarn Todd Blanche. I'm not worried about the prosecutors. I'm worried about Todd Blanche, that he won't tolerate a mistrial. If it looks like he's verging towards it, he's going to put Blanche on a very short leash. He's already told Todd Blanche he's losing tremendous credibility with the court as an advocate. Put him on a tight leash, Judge Merchan. You have to protect this and criminal justice from a mistrial, which will be justice delayed is justice denied in the case of Donald Trump. Keep an eye on Todd Blanche. I think I've been pretty on point in my hot takes during the Legal AF coverage and the MeidasTouch coverage of the Trump on trial. I told you, keep an eye on Hope Hicks. And look what she's done against Donald Trump, including breaking down into tears because she knows that she was she put the shiv in him in his case. Keep an eye on Todd Blanche. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again here. And more importantly, Judge Merchan, keep an eye on him. Give him a warning. Tell him nothing will be tolerated. Put him on a short leash as they turn into Michael Cohen in the next week or two. And then, of course, in closing argument, because if right now they know they're down on points, they got to go for a knockout if you're Donald Trump. And how do you go for a knockout? Right? You keep working the judge and pressuring the judge, threatening the judge's daughter, hope he makes a mistake, build up an issue for appeal, and then go for the knockout and go for the mistrial. And take the sanction, you got to take one for the team. That's where Todd Blanche's head may be at. Just shocking to me for somebody who's been a 13-year U.S. attorney, assistant U.S. attorney, head of the criminal division, that he's going to throw it all away and sacrifice his reputation on the altar of Donald Trump's greed to get back into office. But I've seen worse. I'm going to continue to follow it on Legal AF and on the MeidasTouch Network. Wednesdays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, the Legal AF podcast. Join me, Karen Friedman, Ignifilo, Ben Meisalis. We sit at the intersection of law and politics so you don't have to. And that's the name of our podcast. Join us on Wednesdays and Saturdays. You'll find out why. And then on audio podcast platforms of your choice. Leave me a comment, something positive, hopefully, a thumbs up. That'll help keep this kind of reporting on the air. You are building this network with us. We don't have outside investors. And you are the network you've been looking for. Completely independent with outside investors. No one tells me what to say on this podcast. No one tells me to blow smoke or sunshine. That's our integrity that comes with what we do here on Legal AF and on the MeidasTouch Network. So until my next hot take, until my next Legal AF, this is Michael Popak reporting.
Hey, Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.